Okay, so you know that feeling you get when you step outside and the ground is just radiating heat?
Oh, yeah.
It's like the pavement is practically scorching your feet.
Especially down here in South Florida.
Exactly. And that's kind of what we're diving into today, this whole idea of outdoor spaces, but not just any outdoor
Right.
spaces.
Spaces that are built to last, but also have this, like, touch of elegance, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, sophisticated quality.
Precisely.
So we're going to be talking about coral stone. And this isn't just like a random material we found. It's actually tied to a really interesting story about a family business and a unique resource down in the Dominican Republic.
And how that all comes together, like, right here in South Florida for some pretty stunning homes.
Yeah, and we've got some really fascinating details about Driveway and Paver Solutions.
And Coral Stone USA.
So we're going to be looking at how this material goes from like literally the ground.
To these high-end installations.
Right, it's a journey.
It really is.
So what exactly are we talking about when we say coral stone? Because I think a lot of people have maybe heard of it, but they might not really know what it is.
Yeah. So coral stone, it's also sometimes called corallina or keystone.
Okay.
And essentially it's natural limestone, but what makes it so unique is how it's formed.
Okay.
So over thousands of years, you have this fossilized marine life
Wow.
that compresses and creates this incredible texture.
So it's not just like a plain.
No, it's got character.
Yeah.
And it's primarily sourced from the Dominican Republic.
Okay, interesting. And so, I mean, you mentioned already it has this unique formation, right? This fossilized marine life.
Yeah.
Does that actually translate to any practical benefits, or is it more just like a cool backstory?
Oh, no, there are absolutely practical benefits, especially in a climate like South Florida.
Okay.
Think about those scorching summer days.
Yeah.
Unlike darker materials that absorb and radiate heat, coral stone stays remarkably cool to the touch.
Oh, wow.
It's a huge advantage for patios, pool decks, walkways.
So you're not like burning your feet.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
And it's not just about comfort either. That porous structure also makes it naturally non-slip.
Oh, that's important, especially around pools.
Absolutely. Safety is key. And then you have the natural color palette. Those elegant whites, golds, reds.
Yeah, it's definitely a sophisticated look.
It really complements a wide range of architectural styles.
So it's versatile then in terms of how it can be used.
Extremely bad. Our sources indicate it can be used for flooring wall, veneer patios, pool decks, building facades, even walkways and terraces.
So both indoor and outdoor.
Exactly. It blurs the lines between those spaces.
That's pretty impressive.
And beyond the aesthetics, there's some long-term practical advantages too.
Yeah, like what?
Well, it's known for its exceptional durability,
Okay.
and it requires very little maintenance.
That's always good news for homeowners.
Absolutely. It's an investment that's built to last.
Right. So it's not just a trend, it's something that's gonna...
Stand the test of time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we talked about what coral stone is,
Right.
but why is it specifically gaining traction in these high-end circles?
Well, it seems to be this perfect blend of natural beauty and robust performance.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that contributes to a property's value.
Makes sense. So it's not just aesthetically pleasing.
No, it's a smart investment.
Okay, so now let's talk about the people behind bringing this material to South Florida,
Okay.
because this is where the story gets really interesting.
Right.
So we have the Larrauri family.
Okay.
First, there's Marcial Larrauri.
Oh,
He's a civil engineer, and he manages Driveway and Paver Solutions.
Right.
And he has over 20 years of experience in large-scale flooring and cladding installations,
Wow.
not just in Florida, but in the Caribbean, too.
So he's got extensive experience.
He really does. And what's interesting about Marshall's background is his focus on precision
Oh, okay.
and these complex projects.
So not just your average paving job.
No, not at all. His
Mhm.
company, Larrauri Constructions, LLC,
Hmm.
they use some pretty advanced technology.
Like what?
Things like sight vision GPS, surveying, even augmented reality.
Wow. So they're really high tech.
Yeah, to ensure that every installation meets incredibly high standards.
So there's a real engineering mindset behind it.
Absolutely. It's not just about laying down some stones.
Right.
And he's also focused on these premium materials.
Yeah.
So coral stone obviously is key,
Mm-hmm.
but also Chicago brick custom pavers.
So he's catering to a specific market.
Yeah, the kind of market that demands the best.
Makes sense.
Okay, so then we have Marcial's brother, Jorge Larrauri,
Okay.
and he owns Coral Stone USA.
Right.
And this is the company that imports the Dominican coral stone into the U.S.
So they're the source.
Exactly.
There.
So think about this. You have this direct link from the quarries in the Dominican Republic
Mm-hmm.
where the stone is extracted
Right.
to the professional installation in South Florida.
Through Driveway and Paver Solutions.
Exactly, through Marcial's company.
Wow. So it's a family affair.
It really is, and our sources emphasize that this family-led approach
Yeah.
ensures a really high level of quality control at every stage.
That's important.
Right from the extraction all the way to the final placement on your property.
So you're getting this like guarantee of quality.
Exactly, because they're involved in every step of the process.
And that probably gives customers a lot of peace of mind.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're investing in something like this, you want to know.
It's being handled properly.
Exactly.
So it's not just about the material itself, it's the whole process.
Right. That's the whole package.
Okay, so we've talked about the installation side.
Yeah, Driveway and Paver Solutions.
Right.
But let's go back to the source.
Coral Stone USA.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit more about them.
So they position themselves as the direct provider of Dominican Keystone,
Okay.
offering a wide range of products from pavers and tiles to coping stones, bullnose copings columns, slabs, stone veneer.
Wow. So they really have everything.
They do, and they take great care in how they process the stone.
In no way.
Well, they cut and size it specifically to highlight those unique fossil patterns we talked about.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's not just about function, it's about showcasing the natural beauty of the stone.
No, they're really emphasizing that unique aspect.
Exactly. And it
Mm.
seems to be working because they've built a strong reputation in the architectural design, landscape, and construction industries.
For providing that elegance and luxury.
Precisely. They're definitely catering to a discerning clientele.
And they also highlight the safety aspect.
Oh, right.
Which we touched on earlier. They point out that the surface remains slip-resistant even when wet.
Which is perfect for pool decks.
Exactly. So safety is definitely a priority for them.
It seems so.
Okay, so we've got Coral Stone USA handling the quality and the distinctiveness of the material.
Right.
But now let's go back to Driveway and Paver Solutions.
The installation experts.
Exactly. So they're based in Florida, obviously,
Yeah.
and they have over 25 years of experience.
Specifically in South Florida.
Yep, specializing in coral stone pavers and decorative brick installation.
That's a lot of experience.
It is, and that local expertise is really valuable.
Yeah, because they understand the climate.
Exactly, the conditions, the specific challenges.
Yeah.
And what's really impressive is the comprehensive nature of their services.
Oh.
It's not just about laying the stone, they handle everything.
Like what?
From the initial site evaluation and design to the custom cutting and placement of each piece.
Wow, so it's a full service.
It really is, and they focus on creating these durable installations.
But also visually impactful.
Exactly. It's not just about function, it's about aesthetics, too.
And they offer support after the project is complete.
That's important.
It is, because you want to make sure everything's going well.
Exactly.
Okay, so they handle a lot.
They do, and they also use different installation methods,
Oh, like what?
like sand set and mud set.
Right, and those are tailored to specific applications.
Like driveways and pool decks.
Exactly.
Can you explain the difference between those two methods?
Sure, so sand set is typically where you lay the pavers, or stones, over a compacted sand base.
Okay.
This method is flexible and easier to repair if needed. Mud set, on the other hand, involves setting the stones in a mortar bed over a concrete slab.
Okay.
And this creates a much more rigid and stable surface.
So that's better for high traffic areas.
Exactly, or where you need a more permanent installation.
Okay, so they have options.
They do, which shows their adaptability
Right.
and their expertise in different installation requirements.
And it's interesting because their services extend beyond just outdoor paving.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they do stone veneer for walls, interior flooring, even bathroom renovations.
Wow, so they could really transform a whole property.
They can, and they also do landscaping.
Oh, like what?
Artificial turf, concrete, and stucco work pergolas, outdoor kitchens.
So they're a one-stop shop?
Pretty much. And the feedback from their clients is really positive.
No good.
Yeah. Customers praise their excellent service, the transparent communication, the speed and quality of the work.
And are people specifically happy with the coral stone installations?
Yeah, especially the pool decks and driveways.
That's great to hear.
There's one testimonial that really stood out.
Oh, what did it say?
The customer said the finest grade coral stone is directly imported by them, and the workmanship is just astounding.
That's high praise.
It is, and it really highlights the value of that family operation.
Right, because they control the whole process.
Exactly. And another client specifically mentioned Marcial's personal involvement
Oh, wow.
and the exceptional quality of the pavers.
So it's not just a faceless company.
No, they're really invested in their work.
That makes a difference.
It does, and it's not just residential projects either.
Oh, really?
They also worked on the renovation of Maurice Gibb Park
Yeah.
using oolite stone.
Now, what's oolite stone?
It's another type of natural limestone,
Okay.
but it's formed from these tiny little grains called ooids.
Interesting.
Yeah, so their involvement in a public project like that shows they can handle larger scale work.
And they're not limited to just coral stone.
Exactly. They have experience with different types of natural stone.
So they're versatile.
They are! Okay, so let's bring it all together.
Yeah.
What does this whole cycle from the quarries to the installation really mean for someone listening who's maybe thinking about enhancing your property?
Well, the tight connection between the source of the material and the installation expertise
Yeah.
creates this streamlined and potentially more reliable process.
Okay.
This close collaboration can lead to better quality control,
Makes sense.
reduced risk of issues, and ultimately a higher quality finished product.
Right, because everyone's on the same page.
Exactly. And imagine the peace of mind knowing that the people who source the stone are working directly with the people who are installing it.
That's a huge advantage.
It is. And then choosing coral stone itself offers this amazing combination of benefits.
Like what?
Well, you get that natural, luxurious aesthetic that elevates the look of your property.
Yeah.
But you also get those practical benefits like staying cool underfoot,
Right.
the non-slip surface, the durability.
Yeah, and all the positive feedback for Driveway and Paver Solutions, backed by the Larrauri family's involvement, really suggests a dependable and high-quality outcome.
Exactly. They offer this integrated approach that's really appealing,
To anyone looking to enhance their outdoor spaces,
especially in South Florida.
with quality, elegance, and durability.
It's a story of expertise, direct sourcing, and a commitment to high standards.
From start to finish.
It really is.
So to wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
we've journeyed through the world of coral stone
From the Dominican Republic,
to the Larrauri family's businesses,
Coral Stone USA, and Driveway and Paver Solutions.
to its potential in your own South Florida property.
It's been quite a journey,
It has you now know about its unique characteristics, the advantages it offers.
and the expertise behind ensuring a premium installation.
So considering the beauty and durability of coral stone and this integrated approach offered by Driveway and Paver Solutions
What possibilities do you now see for transforming your own outdoor spaces?
into those lasting expressions of elegance?
Maybe it's time to look beyond conventional materials and consider the unique story and quality that coral stone brings.
Especially with the backing of this family expertise.
It could be your key to creating an outdoor oasis that's both beautiful and built